Yo, what's going on, everybody? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about the 7th episode of season 2 of Dexter. That night at Forest Grove. Pretty interesting stuff. This isn't going to be a very long video. I'm going to kind of get going on homework so before the football games I can have all that shit done. But yeah, I have a decent amount of stuff to do today. We're going to try to stream and stuff tonight. There's not a shit ton I have to do. I'm just going to make this video, work on some homework until lunchtime, go eat some lunch, finish up my homework, watch some TV before the games. It's nice that they don't start till 3:30, so yeah, let's get into it. So, a written manifesto sent by the Bay Harbor Butcher to a local newspaper sends Lundy's special task force scrambling to find clues in it. So they're trying to analyze it. They're trying to figure out what kind of person the Bay Harbor Butcher is and all that stuff. Eventually, Lundy discovers that the manifesto is only written to confuse the police. It wasn't a genuine writing piece by this killer. It was just to kind of dissuade them from catching this guy. This leads the task force to conclude that the Bay Harbor Butcher is a member of the police. So they're starting to narrow in on Dexter. It's getting worse and worse for this guy. So now they realize, oh shit, this guy is in our force. Dokes almost discovers the truth about Dexter's past, which forces Dexter to devise a plan to get him suspended from the police force. He needs this guy out, because they're already deducting the possible suspect for this murder for the Bay Harbor Butcher. They're bringing it all the way down to oh shit, it's someone in the police force that did this. Dokes attacks Dexter in front of the entire department and is suspended. Man, he kind of deserved it. He had it coming to him. Obviously Dokes is fully aware and he's a smart guy. He knows that Dexter's up to something, but I'm rooting for the main character. He kills bad guys. He's like the vigilante. He's like a Batman. We've seen that comparison in episodes before. During a romantic dinner with Dexter, Lila learns that Dexter plans to attend one of Cody's school events, or he will see Rita and becomes jealous. And this is where you kind of know that the relationship has gone serious, when Lila gets jealous that he's going back to his old girl and for their son. Obviously, it's not that bad. It's not like he's cheating on her, but it's not like he's cheating on Lila. Him and Rita are through. That's not going to come back, and if it does, I'll be really surprised. But Cody and him had a really close father-son relationship, so. In retaliation, Lila sets her apartment on fire using a blowtorch, so she kind of goes off the deep end. Obviously, she's had struggles in her past. We've known that. That's why she was in all these NA meetings, but yeah. Lila calls Dexter, pretending it was a horrible accident, in order to get Dexter's attention. This is kind of fucked up, because this is where the relationship's going to start getting toxic between these two. To get attention, she burns her sculpture for Dexter's attention. Rita is wary of Dexter spending time with her kids. She finds out her mother was fired from her old school district over a year ago, and she's been telling all these lies and stuff. And Rita's mother is a piece of shit. Let me tell you, so far she's the most hateable character. She's the most annoying character in this series so far. Her mother and her argue, they argue back and forth until Rita stands up to her mother and compels her to move out of the house. Get out of the house. This is not a good environment for my kids to grow up in. They're young, and their mother's being really strict. It's let the kids have a childhood. Jesus Christ. Deborah breaks up with Gabriel and tells him that he isn't the one for her. And I don't even think it's just that. I just think her emotions are running so high in situations like this that she just can't handle having a lover to deal with. Lundy and Deborah kiss on the docks while eating lunch. That was interesting. That was definitely an interesting moment in the episode and in the series as a whole. Are they going to have a romantic relationship? Because that is weird as fuck. On the police force, two people being, I don't even know, if that works that well in real life. This was a dope episode, 9.3 out of 10. All these elements are 9.3 out of 10 on IGN, of course. All these elements are combining to make Dexter sort of intensely horrific version of a soap opera. And with a show about a serial killer, that's not a bad thing at all. This was a very strong episode, deftly weaving together several plot lines and upping the tension in several ways. B+ grade on the AV Club. Alas, that Night of Forest Grew was not a perfect episode, which shouldn't surprise anyone too much, given that the show is yet to put an A-worthy episode for me in the whole of its run. That's what the AV Club said, not me. I think there's been some great episodes, especially with the direct fights with the Ice Truck Killer. This episode, I was a little worried over a concern that Alan Speenwald had voiced in his weekly write-ups this season, basically the possibility of Dexter turning into Vic Mackey of the S.H.I.E.L.D., stretching credibility as he miraculously slips the knot season after season. Ironically, I'm rarely bothered by that element of the S.H.I.E.L.D., but he can be a bit of a distraction on Dexter because Dex's ability to elude justice isn't as interesting as his compulsion to break the law. It's not that his attempts to sabotage the investigation aren't entertaining, they just don't fit with the overall intent of the show. This was mostly a very strong episode. So yeah, I think the way he manipulates the law and the way he does all these shenanigans and all these things, I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's pretty smart. But people can think what they think. That guy said there hasn't been a single A run in the entire run, but I don't know, man. Looking back on it, and if you rewatch the episodes, I think he would say different. I'm not really sure, but hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. Jesus TV, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta get going on homework. I'm gonna be watching football all day. There's a 3:30 and a 7:30 game. I'm really fucking excited about that. So, yeah, hopefully the playoff games are good. Just gotta kind of hope for that.